Greetings, salutations. So, I recently saw the movie, the Matt Walsh, Dailywire film, Am I Racist? And I saw it with a coworker from work. Yeah, I've been drinking a little bit. And I, gave my little bits of a thoughts on it, after I came out of the theater to see it. I gotta say, looking back at it, say yes, I'll be honest, there were some moments I thought, what was the whole, what was it about? Well, Matt Walsh goes on to pose as a DEI expert, so then he can go and, talk to individuals, ask them questions, say, hey, is this racist? Cause he's trying to go on a journey to try to, am I racist or not? And I gotta say that, here's the thing about it. Justin Folk, who directed the film, he also directed, say No Safe Spaces, and he also directed, Matt Walsh's previous film, What is a Woman? I gotta say, this is a better made film than what the Dailywire has put out previously. Whether it was Lady Ballers, which is fucking awful. And I gotta say, I feel like if this what they should have done with Was One. Because when looking back at it, not great.
This is boring!
There was one thing in the film that didn't really make sense, which happened at the beginning of the film, in which he was say, hey, back in the 90s, I didn't really think about race and all that stuff. But, back in the 90s, we had quite a few, things that were, race, things that had happened back then. We had the Rodney King beatings, we had the O.J. Simpson, trial as well. So, and yes, say, there were things that happened in the 90s that did have to do with race. Unless, say, you really put it, unless you're probably, from your perspective, when you notice those perspective things, you were just, saying, it'll get figured out, or something like that. But, I mean, yes, there were issues that happened in the 90s that had racial tendencies going on. And, yes, I think, some of those things probably weren't really thought of, or just probably saying, not gonna really touch onto that. And I gotta say, if I'm thinking about, the documentary aspect of it, yes, if he's trying to say, hey, a lot of people are saying this is I've heard, a lot of people say, it's a mixture between, something that Michael Moore would do, and a mixture of Borat.
Very nice weather we have been controlling.
You are Jewish?
Yes.
No, you are not Jewish. Listen, don't be afraid of me.
But please don't eat me alive.
Do I look like I eat people? I'm an old, good woman.
Yes.
Look.
The reason why I've heard, say that idea of Michael Moore is that he's taken, ideas, okay, we're going to have topics of serious moments, but we're going to have interludes in which something is going to come off as funny. But I'll be honest, say some of the gags, I think, okay, that's a little funny. When they're trying to get people to sign a petition to rename the Washington Monument to the George Floyd moment. But basically the image that they're trying to get, say, hey, is they're trying to say, let's make it 30% bigger and paint it black. And basically it's just a dick joke. But then again, people have made that, gag before, whether it was Family Guy.
There it is, Washington, D.C., the seat of government for the world's former most powerful nation.
Wow, those are all the monuments I read about in school. There's the Washington Monument. There's the Obama Monument.
So, looking back, yeah, at the time when I watched it, I thought it was a little bit funny, but at the same time, I'm just realized, say, easy joke, now that I'm thinking about it. I'll be honest, there are some moments when it comes to the documentary aspects of it. When he goes to a bar and all that, and he's just he's just sitting expecting a lot of these guys to be like, you know, a biker bar and all that. He's expecting them to, like, say some racist things and all that. And I just thought, okay, like, them saying, like, say, hey, like, you know, just treat people how they want to be treated, like, you know, be there for them, just be nice, you know, that stuff. I thought, oh, they seem like lovely people. And I will say, like, there are some other moments, like, say, when it comes to the documentary aspect of it, which I thought, like, say, hey, some of these folks aren't really being, like, you know, he's trying to, like, say, give a perspective of, like, say, hey, people are, you know, being, and all that. Like, in the moment in which he talks to a owner of I think it was a garage, a repair shop for cars, I believe, and he's just saying, hey, I've never think about that, and all that. He doesn't think about that stuff. He's just saying, like, say, hey, America's treating me well, and all that. Institutions treating me well, and all that. And I'm guessing one of the things is, like, there's a lot of folks that are, like, he's talking to a group of young guys, and he say, like, say, hey, yeah, like, racism's prevalent, but, like, yeah, like, they're going, like, say, well, yeah, like, it's always been around, but all that. I did think, like, say, some of the things, like, when, they're having the whole, Jussie Smollett thing, when they're, like, having, like, making it look like he gets mugged or something like that. When he's just beating his assailants with a Subway sandwich. Okay, for that part of it, I thought, okay, it's a little silly. And honestly, I can think of, like, say, like, you know, like, when they're having, like, he's having the conversation with a mother whose daughter was, you know, kind of, not given attention during a parade, and you feel like, say, okay, yeah, I'm kind of understanding from her perspective, like, you know, like, say, hey, if someone went to Disney World or something like that, and, like, Mickey Mouse was waving at everyone, giving everyone a high five, but left out, like, say, a gay family that's, you know, a different race or an ethnicity, and then suddenly goes like, wait, what's going on here? Because there would be a bit of, like, say, that didn't seem fair. And I'll be honest, like, say, Matt Walsh had been really going on saying, hey, the moment in which he talks to Robin DiAngelo and all that is gonna be, like, say, ha, and all that. I did think that moment, I felt like, say, there are moments in which I think her perspective makes sense, like the whole, systematic stuff, like reparations and all this, it kind of makes sense, because I'm feeling, say, like, I don't think the whole idea of that is just pull out your wallet and just give someone money. And that doesn't change things, because suddenly, like, say, hey, someone's gonna be, like, you know, you see someone else, and then suddenly, like, hey, all that, I guess, I don't know, doesn't make, that whole Matt Walsh perspective, it didn't really seem to, like, land. And yes, I understand, like, you know, you're probably thinking, like, say, hey, he's critiquing a comedy? What? And also a documentary? I was a little bit surprised in that there wasn't many moments in which, like, I feel like it would have been, like, say, the moment, like, yes, he goes to the biker bar. I feel like it would have been also interesting if he had went to a place that had, you know, like, folks that had a bit of racial perspectives on themselves, that were just, had racist thoughts and all that. Yeah, I did think the moment where I thought, okay, that's a little funny. Like, say, when he has his class and all that, and he's gonna say, okay, to get rid of our guilt, he's getting some flogging material. I thought, okay, that, you got a smile out of me. And then he goes, like, okay, this whole thing was a scam, okay, get out. But at the same time, I felt like, okay, Matt, you could have done this. Instead of censoring, I felt like, say, just come on, you're a comedy, and you're also a documentary, like, say, like, why did pussy out and just say, like, and have it be censored? And I understand, like, you say, from a one perspective, and say, well, if they had, there was, like, 3 people that said, like, you know, said the F word, that's it, we're trying to say fuck, and I just felt like, say, well, at a certain point, like, say, yes, like, say, there's one rule, like, say, you can only say it once in a PG-13, because if it's said multiple times, that gives you an R for, like, you know, intense language. And, yeah, there did make me wonder, like, say, like, getting the perspective on the film, like, how much of this, like, say, was, like, say, all one shot? Or was there moments when they say, okay, folks, in this dinner sequence, we need you to act like you don't notice Matt again, and all that. We're gonna have to retry all this again. Because, yes, at first off, like, there are moments where I'm like, I mean, I'm an editor, like, say, you know, I edit all these videos myself. So, yeah, like, there are moments where I just thought, well, that could have been, like, edited out, like, when Robin D'Angelo just says, well, that was freaking weird, and all that. And, yeah. And it did make me wonder, like, say, how did Matt suddenly, was able to get on these news channels and all that stuff, and, you know, no one go, like, say, hey, wait, don't you work for Dailywire? Because I understand, like, you know, some people aren't really, you know, going to verify things, but at the same time, like, say, if you're a news organization, like, if someone's, like, shouldn't someone, like, say, hey, like, look up, like, the person that they are interviewing, just to, like, get an idea of who this individual is, so that when they go to the interview questions, they can say, hey, well, this is Matt, he is a DI person, and all that. But I understand, like, say, some people saying, like, his costume is good, but all that, but I'm gonna say it, it's the same wig he wore during Lady Ballers, and it looks like it hasn't, like, either it was kept in good condition, or it's just been, like, you know, or maybe they just got a new one. It looked the same, the, man bun wig. Yeah, am I gonna say this is a film, like, say, many years from now, like a comedy / documentary that people are gonna come back to many times over and over again?
As chairman of the Welcoming Committee, it is my privilege to extend a laurel and hearty handshake to our new nigger.
That's a question I had to think that's gonna have to be coming back for quite a few years to think, like, say, like, yes, like, say, some people are gonna be thinking, like, say, the Jesse Smollett parts, or other things, people are gonna be thinking, say, wait, what? They're gonna have to, like, look back at it, because suddenly, like, parts of the thing, people are gonna be looking at it, are thinking back, wait, who is this person, and what was that, and all that. It's like, I bet, like, several years from now, people are gonna have, like, look at specific aspects of it, even though it was said in the film. Because, yes, I don't know, like, could this film have a bit of a lifespan when it comes to relevancy? I could totally be wrong about that perspective. The film did pretty well for itself. It had a budget of $3 million and a box office return of $9 million. So that's pretty good. But am I going to be thinking, like, say, could this be the film that could have helped out with the Daily Wire make more films? I don't really know. Unless they decide to release their Snow White film with Brett Cooper into theaters instead of on the streaming, because I think that's their plan. But if they decide to take it to theaters, maybe that would give folks an opportunity to see, like, say, hey, there's still upset of Disney and all that. But at the same time, I have a feeling, say, maybe they're unsure of it because they need to have things on their streaming service to, you know, like, say, hey, please go over here, because we all know that, you know, like, say, well, was it Mr. Bertram hasn't been going, like, you know, it eventually ended its.
A good buzz needs a proper foundation.
Hoorah! I thought this was a pancake place, not an Old Navy.
First season, unless it gets to season 2. But by the way, put in the comments though if you actually want me to talk about that show. You know, I ran past the talking point date because, you know, I do other videos. So I think one of the things that I wish there could have been more, I wish there could have been more moments in which he had talked, you know, like, had a bit of more historical things when it came to, like, say, hey, like, you know, talk to a, like a prosecutor, like, say, from the 90s, and he were from the 2000s, to talk about, like, say, hey, yes, about, like, say, crimes that had to impacted Black Americans.
You're talking about remedies. We've got to look beyond saying that every solution has to have a winner and a loser, that Blacks can only benefit if whites lose. We have to be defined more than just victims of oppression. When whites were at their worst, Blacks were at their best. When we were denied access to hotels, we built our own.
And all that, but perhaps maybe he just thought, well, okay, maybe I'll talk to the one who tried to basically debunk all the, you know, like the Jussie Smollett case and all the other stuff. But yeah. But what did you think of, like, say, the film Am I Racist? But yeah, see you next time.